Come here, son, nephew, young man. Let me holler at you. I'm about a week or two late on this, but I wanted to wait until I was relaxed and had time to think and to say the right words because sometimes we can be insensitive about things, regardless of whatever the circumstances may be. You can't make everybody happy, but you can make an attempt to be humane and to be civil. Now, and I'm glad that's an excellent first point. You see, the story that I want to talk about is a gentleman who in Texas, and at this point in history, everybody should know. Places like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida in the South, everybody's you can it's safe to assume everybody's armed. And being that crime is going up, I hear everybody saying, I don't want to work and I make more money online, but crime is going up. Go figure. Call it what you want to. I think your tail is better off getting a job, getting a trade, getting an education. But okay, you do whatever makes you happy, I guess. But if it makes you happy to go and try to rob people, and this guy went into a restaurant and tried to rob people with a fake gun, and somebody who was sitting in the restaurant with the real gun bust a cap in his tail. Now, he shot the guy 9 times. And the last time he shot him, first the robber passed by this particular customer and he had his back turned. So the customer shot him in the back, not 8 times, and then he went over and shot him in the head. But this is Texas. And see, this is why you got to read and understand, especially like in civics and pre-enterprise. See, when something happens in court, it sets what's called a precedent. 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 So what it's doing is now when there's another case like that one, this was the precedent that was set according to how legal history has gone. So here's the precedent that was set. This man wasn't officially charged. And I hadn't forgot about my first point about being civil and being forgiving and that type of thing. This man hasn't the man that shot him hasn't been charged, that shot the robber. And the sheriff kind of was like, hey, we need you to come in for questioning. So what the precedent that they're setting is, yeah, crime can go up. You can be a criminal if you want to. But here in Texas, if we cap your tail, we ain't exactly trying to charge anybody for shooting a robber. And you got to realize them country towns are like that. I lived in a country town once. And I had a guy trespassing on my property. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what this person told me or I'm not going to give you any more information than that. But otherwise, this was a pro-gun city too. And they made that known. I'll leave it at that. But you do have to realize in whatever city, these small towns, you're doing the police a favor because now they don't have to do all that paperwork. They usually don't have a big force. So they're a proponent of people defending themselves. So, in other words, they're kind of giving them the wink like, hey, man, good job. And yeah, if you don't turn yourself in, well, we ain't coming looking for you. So, in other words, all you people who don't want to work. And you know what I never understood about crime? If you rob a diner, you might get $100 out of the register. And you're risking about somewhere between 5 to 15 years. They don't care if you hurt anybody or not, because everybody's not going to be friendly with you. Look, if a man ain't never told you, I'm going to tell you straight up. You can't just be running up on people with no fake. Oh, yeah. By the way, the guy realized the gun was fake after he shot him. But guess what? He kicked the gun away, kicked the assailant, I think, and then told those people who were in there, hey, come get your money. Look, if a man ain't never told you, if your father ain't around or whatever. As a man, let me explain to you. Everybody out here isn't playing with you. Everybody out here isn't scared to defend themselves. And there are some places where the police would prefer for people to defend themselves. And I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment as well. I don't have any guns. I lost them all in a boating accident. But I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment as well. So you'll make more money, have a safer life. You'll have a longer life. You won't have to be ducking, dodging, and hiding from the law. You won't only have a few dollars if you rob a bank or rob a store, and now you're on the run and you got $100, you're going to run out of money. Whereas you can get a career and now you have an infinite well of income. People ain't playing anymore. You got some people who say, oh my God, crime is getting worse. What am I going to do? You got some people out there who they'll say, oh, crime is getting worse. Let me go get another gun. Let me go hit the range. Let me get some more ammo. Let me upgrade from 9mm to a 45 and make sure if a joker try to rob me, I blow his head off. You got some people out there that think like that. And nobody owes you anything. And you're not going to just take from everybody. You got some folks that'll blow your head off just because of the fact that you're threatening their livelihood. They got families to go home to as well. They get up and go work every day. And you figure you're just going to rob them and you think they're just going to let you. And people are getting tired of the whole narrative where somebody does something to someone, gets dealt with, and now somebody's trying to say, well, you didn't have to kill him, or he was still a nice person. Look, see, you got one side of this where people are saying, yeah, crime's going up, so we're going to get over. We're going to scam, we're going to rob. You got another side that's saying, okay, crime's going up. I'm sorry. Prices are going up. Prices. Life is getting more expensive. So you got some people out there who figure they're going to steal, rob, and scam. But then you got other people where prices are going up and their money's getting tighter. And these are honest, hardworking people. And here you go trying to rob them. Now, where I'm from, robbery was never a big problem. You had street people who did what street people do, and they stayed that way. As a matter of fact, the code was you don't bother civilian people. You didn't steal either. Because you could just get out there and quote unquote hustle and make your money. As a matter of fact, it used to be in the 90s. If you as a street person bothered the civilian, especially if you were in the neighborhood, a quiet neighborhood where the street people were, they'd be like, hey, you bad for business. And quite frankly, that's a little old lady. But I tell you what, I got what you want. I deal with you myself. And that would really happen, but there's no code now. And I've been having a few. It's Black History Month, so I've been having some trolls popping up. And let's understand this first and foremost, because the people who get away with the most crime, it ain't that guy walking down the street with a hoodie on. If you look at who's getting millions of dollars in insider stock tips and stuff like that, them guys wear suits. Shucks, the real mafia, them guys wear suits. So we're not going to try to stereotype criminals. Don't do that. You got bad people of every race, creed, color, whatever you want to call it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not here. All right. So the kid's mom was sad because he was a 23-year-old man. But other than your mama, if you get buried like that, ain't nobody going to be sad for you. Definitely not a man. Now, we still got some parts of society that will empathize with a woman who does some poor behavior. But let me tell you, people are getting tired of women who misbehave as well. So you're going into a different point in society where people are just tired of the foolishness when you can easily just get off your tail and go work. and save these other folks out here some problems and save yourself some problems. But look, once that line gets crossed, you got some people who they ain't backing down from you. And then what? And for what? When you could have just went to work. When you could have started your own business. You could have got your skill set up. So it's just something to think about out there, young men. If ain't nobody told you before, as a man, I'm telling you, there are people out here who are not going to play those games with you. They work hard. They just want to get home to their families. And if you're doing things like presenting any type of harm to them, I can tell you an honest man is thinking about his kids, and if he's married, his wife, or whatever form of a family he has, and he just wants to get on to his family. And you got some men that'll do anything, some legit honest men that'll do anything, including wipe you off the face of the earth to get home to their families. It ain't necessary. It's not worth it. You can get a CDL in 6 weeks. You can go on a construction site darn near today, as long as you got a tool belt and some tools. Shucks, they might even let you borrow a set, earn a good day's wage, so you can go buy one. If there's a storm or a hurricane or a wildfire, they paying double that. Easy $200 a day, if not more. You could go to computer coding boot camp. 6 weeks, get a certification. Some of these things are free now. You can go to Erica Williams at Erica Williams Classic Climb blog. She has a few videos with free computer certification. Shucks, there was a young man who got in my inbox when I made the video the other day about not giving $1 to 50,000 people, not giving $1 to a TikToker or whatever. The guy got my inbox and said, hey, because I said, hey, I ain't giving you no money. I'll show you how you can get some skills. I'll show you where you can upgrade yourself. Inbox me. And the guy inboxed me. Turns out he was in San Diego, and they have an entire free, like junior college type program, a trade program, free career education, free. And most communities have something like it, but theirs was expansive. 5 or 6 different types of computer trades. They had the CDLs. They had, medical field. They had things in the medical field that were free. And I can't remember the exact list. You can look at it. You can Google search free career education, free trades in California and San Diego, and you can see it come up. But you know what? You can Google search the same thing in your city, and something like that will come up. I know a guy that had been locked up for 24 years. That man came out with a welding certificate, basic IT certification, pipe fitting, and something else. There's opportunities everywhere. And by the time you done got locked up for something stupid for $100 and served 15 years, you could have worked 15 years as a tradesman, bought you some real estate, and set yourself up where you could be on the way to retirement. So I'm going to leave you with this. It's so much safer to just do things the right way. There's a saying that says, buy it right or do it twice. But you know what? You can live right, or you can start all the way from the bottom and have to learn all the way over again. You know, when you're sitting in that penitentiary, the root word is penitent. And that means godly sorrow. So you get to sit in that cell. You know what? I'm gonna make another video about that. What's yours is yours, and what's someone else's is for them. It ain't worth their life trying to take some material things. At the very least, if that's what you're going to do, why can't you just keep it among yourselves? Keep it among the other street people like it used to be. I don't know, because I'm not a street person. I'm a square. I like my boring, square life. Go to work, come home, work on my other projects, go to bed. It's a much easier life when you ain't got to look over your shoulder because you're worrying about retribution from the street or worrying about the police coming to pick you up. And as always, never lose the will to win, never lose the will to survive. Like and share these videos. I guarantee you there's kids out there who need it, because I meet him every day.